Live at 5, Mableton residents fighting to keep a bus depot out of their backyards. They're suing the Cobb County Board of Education, citing environmental and safety concerns. Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Beinford joins us live at 5 on Veterans Memorial Highway at the 7-acre property. And Chelsea, neighbors tell you they're wondering how this could be built in the first place in a residential area.
Yeah, Joe, neighbors here are wondering that. The property, though, is really built between this main corridor here in Mableton and a quiet neighborhood. And people that live beyond those trees, though, they don't want to deal with daily bus traffic, noise, and diesel fuel.
It's going to be from basically that side of my property.
Nicholas DeMonte points to the property where Cobb County Schools may soon build a new bus depot. It's just feet away from his Mableton home.
And it would be essentially like an industrial site, just plopped down in the middle of where a bunch of kids go and play.
The facility would likely resemble the district's Marietta depot, which stores and services a large fleet of school buses. DeMonte fears this would lead to noise, traffic, and pollution in his quiet neighborhood.
There's going to be, diesel fluid, there's going to be transmission fluid, there's going to be oil changes.
After months of pushing back during public comment at school board meetings, DeMonte and several other neighbors turned to legal action, filing an emergency petition in court last week to try and halt the project. The plaintiffs also questioning how this industrial facility could be built in a residential area.
As a new city, we were not at the table when they actually purchased the land.
Mableton Mayor Michael Owens explains he had no input here. When the board purchased the land in 2023, Mableton wasn't a city yet. But he says state law also exempts local boards of education from zoning ordinances when the property is being used for educational purposes.
There is no requirement for the Cobb County School District to actually go through the local zoning and planning process that most businesses or most residents have to go through.
With his hands essentially tied, Mayor Owens met with district leaders and says they reached an agreement to make sure the site isn't an eyesore and take steps to mitigate noise, traffic, and pollution. But neighbors like DeMonte still have their doubts.
It's going to be a huge headache and a huge problem for the whole community here.
Cobb School Board Chairman David Chastain says due to the pending litigation, they cannot comment on the plans for this property or on that civil complaint. DeMonte says he hopes to have a court date on the books within the next 60 days. Reporting live in Mableton, Chelsea Beinford, Atlanta News First.